People who work at restaurants with never-ending plates. X. Olive Garden's never-ending pasta. What's the most you've seen anyone eat? I worked at a cafe that had unlimited house salads as an appetizer. It was in an office park, and usually large groups would come and order 2-3 salads as an appetizer, then order entrees. I worked as the prep chef. Waitress came in and told me that somebody had only ordered the salad and that I better start cutting that stuff. So I did, and did. We had to tell these 2 college-age guys that we ran out of lettuce after they hit 15 servings. Each. They weren't happy, so we gave them unlimited sandwiches. They only had 3 each. They gave me a $20 tip for cutting so many veggies. The next day, the owner changed the menu so that nothing was unlimited. It was mind-boggling to peek out and watch these 2 guys who looked like extras from Revenge of the Nerds chow down on lettuce, carrots, cucumber, and tomatoes for 45 minutes. College students will do anything for cheap food. Source: I'm a college student. I was told I couldn't have any more all-you-can-eat when I was 15. Not sure exactly how much I had. Maybe 6-8 baskets of like popcorn, shrimp or chicken or something. But it was enough that they felt compelled to stop me. I was going to protest, but my dad was sick of waiting for me. He is no man. He's an eating machine. I used to work at this Mexican place that had a weekly special where you could choose one of 2 appetizers: cheese crisp, a fried tortilla covered in melted cheese and wedge like a pizza, macho nacho, a plate of fully loaded nachos. Then you can have as many of the following entrees as you want: 3 hard tacos, 3 soft tacos, 3 tamales, 3 enchiladas, 3 sanchas, 3 tostadas, 2 burritos, 2 chimichangas. Each of these but the tacos came with 2 cups of refried beans and rice and a cup of shredded lettuce and diced tomatoes on top. Then for dessert you had a choice of fried ice cream, fried cinnamon apple burrito, or fried cherry burrito. All of this for $6 per person. So this group of 3 dudes would come in every Sunday when this special was in effect and eat an appetizer, 1 of everything, then 2 more plates of whatever they felt like that evening, then their dessert. Every week. It was insane. And the crazy part is that they were thin. Oh my, I love sharing this story. I worked at an Olive Garden and it was my first year of never-ending pasta bowl. I doubled that Friday and had a guest who came in for lunch and had 9 refills. When I was back that night I saw him with presumably his mother there for dinner in a neighboring section. Later on that night I asked that server how much he ate and she quoted somewhere between 11-14 refills. All in the same day. Pasta, 23 refills in a 12-hour period. I used to go to an all-you-can-eat sushi place in Tokyo with my boss. It was very upscale, not your typical AYCE, with a chef for each party dining, taking custom orders one by one. I was a thin, athletic, hyperthyroid 20-year-old, and was almost to my 80th piece of sushi when our VP asked if I was getting close to the record for the chef that was serving us. And he just laughed. He said that someone had hit 200 pieces. And when my VP asked if that was a sumo wrestler, he laughed again and told us it was a skinny high school student there with his parents. Could hardly believe I wasn't even halfway there. I work at Outback. 2 years ago during Endless Shrimp a guy ordered 54 refills. He ate his original serving and his wife's. The servings are 9 shrimp each. He insisted on keeping the dishes on the table in a stack. The kitchen ran out of dishes and we had to start serving the entire restaurant with salad bowls. The worst part was when he came back the next year and asked for me. I don't know what's worse, that he remembered you or that he ate 486 pieces of shrimp. Used to work at an interesting take on a buffet where you pay to get in, sit down and order like a regular restaurant, but you can order as many times as you like, and it's all paid for on initial payment up front. Don't wanna say what it is specifically because this isn't my SFW account, but it's in the north half of Colorado and family owned, not a mega chain. On one particularly snowy day, some dude and his wife come in, and they are the only people there. They order 3 complete meals each. Mind you, each meal is already a decent size. The dude had ate a whole pound burger and fries, an entire large bowl of pasta, and a pizza. His wife ordered a salad, pasta, and a stuffed bread bowl of more pasta. These people were just troopers, and when they were done, They asked for the dessert menu. They shared a chocolate pie. 5/10 would watch again. Got a massive tip from it too. Didn't work at a never-ending plate restaurant, but I did work at an ice cream store, and I have on several occasions sold someone a 1L take-home tub of ice cream and had them ask me for a spoon so they can sit down and eat it themselves. Breakups are hard. Speaking of Olive Garden, I didn't witness this, but my friend did. Two guys ate a total of 20 of their unlimited breadsticks baskets. Usually they deliver 4-6 breadsticks per basket, so that's 120 breadsticks, and they still order dinner. Holy crap, those things are 140 calories a piece. If they split the baskets, they each had over 5,000 calories in just bread. That is insane. Worked at a buffet-style college cafeteria. Asian girl ate 4 entire pizzas, 8,000-ish calories. We had a few bulimic students who would eat plate after plate, go to the bathroom, and then come back for more. Years ago, I used to be an Olive Garden server in Colorado. We had a guy that would only come in during the never-ending pasta bowl. We used to call him Pasta Bowl Guy because that was the only time we ever saw him. He tipped like crap, but we didn't mind that much because it became a thing among some of the servers to take bets to see how many refills he would eat. Now he wouldn't just get pasta and sauce, he also got a meat serving on top. So typically he would do a serving of salad or soup or two, and then start in on the pasta. Now for those that don't know, the first serving is typically a full plate and every refill is a bowl that's about half as much. Typically he would go through somewhere between 9, I think his maximum was 14, and there was frequently a longish bathroom break in the middle. The last year I worked there, I don't remember him showing up though. Not sure if he just stopped eating pasta bowls or if his body finally gave out. Took me 3 rereads to realize that your first sentence wasn't years ago. I used to be an Olive Garden. It might be bedtime. One Sunday I was 16 and stoned. I got very politely kicked out of CC's. Apparently all you can eat for only 3.99 inches was a gat-dang lie. I don't know what I put down, but my pile of plates made it feel like I had help. Same here, but I wasn't stoned. I had just finished a soccer game and hadn't eaten since lunch the day before. I don't understand why they call it all you can eat when it's clearly all you can eat until they kick you out. Used to work at a seafood restaurant that did all you can eat oyster clusters. It was terrible. During the busy season, I'd have to clean at least 25-30 bushels a night, then steam those bastards. I had a system for all 3 steamers. Sometimes it got so bad the steamers wouldn't even get hot for several minutes because they had so many oysters in them. We'd have tables routinely stay for hours. It was revolting. After hours of doing so, you simply climbed out the window, ran to the McDonald's next door and purchased hamburgers to serve them to the customers. And when they asked you where the steamed clams were, you just told them that they misunderstood and you were serving steamed hams. All of these stories remind me of my stepdad. He insists on starving himself all day and then gorging himself in the evening. Anytime we go to a restaurant he complains that they don't give you enough food just because he is desensitized about what a normal portion should be. I'm a manager at a CC's and this skinny 17-year-old kid ended up eating 22 slices of pizza. It wasn't because he ate that much pizza, though that is a crap ton of sweet pie. It was because after every slice of pizza he got, which he got one by one, he would say yummy yummy yum. I am very much liking this pizza, very good, as he was eating it. It was probably a bet from his friends or something, but he was alone at his table. Maybe his doctor told him he should go all out. I was at the IHOP when Matt Stoney got the all-you-can-eat pancake record back in 2011 or 12 I think. Wild stuff. I still watch all his videos to this day, but my mind cannot comprehend his tummy holding so much. I follow him on YouTube sometimes. It's seriously crazy how much he can eat. Went to a salad bar buffet and had 8 plates of salad, every topping you could possibly have, 5 baked potatoes, fully loaded, and had what seemed to be at least 9-ish glasses of tea. I told the waitress to just keep my glass of tea full. At one point she just came out with a huge carafe of tea. I hadn't eaten for 3 days prior because of a family emergency and was continually stuck at the hospital. I was super stressed and good god, Eating felt great. Red Lobster, all you can eat shrimp, aka heck, IDK, but people would come at 11 when we opened and stay all day and eat multiple meals of shrimp. Sounds like a good cheat for when you're homeless broke and want to get multiple meals for cheap. Not a person who works at a restaurant, but I saw the horror that unfolded. So during the never-ending pasta bowl thing at Olive Garden, the entire college football team from my college went in and did the never-ending pasta bowl. It was about 100 players and close to 10 coaches, and everyone got it. Most of the guys got at least 5 plates of pasta, but one dude got almost 20. The guy was a machine. I can't even imagine how pee off the kitchen staff were. There used to be an all-you-can-eat KFC up the road. People would load their plates with chicken pieces, eat the skin only, and throw the actual meat in the bin. This concept did not last long. Some people try pulling this crap with sushi and sashimi. Most seafood places will not accept any of that bulls and refuse to serve additional sushi until you finish the rice layer of the previous. Before asked, sashimi is just raw fish. Sushi is raw fish wrapped with rice and seaweed. Fish is expensive but rice is cheap, so generally sashimi cost more than sushi. Friend of mine in high school went to a Shoney's buffet with his mom. He got an entire plate mounded full of bacon. It was revolting. We're talking full half hotel pan of bacon on a plate. He ate it. I work with a guy that went to Denny's with a $50 bill and asked the waitress to turn it into bacon. I worked as a busser at Olive Garden. During the never-ending pasta bowl, a mom and his kid came in. Kid, maybe 8, says he can easily eat 4 bowls of spaghetti, and higher dad can eat even more. Him and his dad came in the next week. Told dad what kid said. Dad agreed, then put away 13 plates of spaghetti and a lemon cream cake. I was probably the guy someone saw eat a ton. A few years back I got high as crap with friends and we hit up Red Lobster during their endless shrimp special. I swear I plowed through a dozen shrimp plates of all kinds and probably ate a couple pounds worth. Easy. The servers couldn't bring it out fast enough to keep up, and a couple times I had to wait a few minutes for them to prep again. LOL. I had a friend who waited tables at a Red Lobster, and during that dang endless shrimp promotion he would come home looking like he'd been in Don't work at one, but I went to a Brazilian steakhouse with a friend once, and despite being thoroughly average sized he managed to consume around 10 pounds of meat. I was both horrified and impressed. The Brazilian steakhouse is a gift to humanity. I almost teared up my first time in one. I could finally have all I could eat, LOL. Not all you can eat, but the restaurant I work at is known for large portions. This one guy, who did not look unlike Snorlax, eats a pancake set, 3 pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon or sausage, 2 orders of loaded hash browns, each a meal on their own, and probably our biggest breakfast combo, 3 eggs, fried apples, grits, hash browns, sirloin steak, biscuits and gravy. When he checked out, he even complained about how little food there was and that he was still hungry, saying he should go to a competing restaurant nearby now because they serve big enough portions. This wasn't a family, it was just him. A KFC opened up nearby that had an all-you-can-eat buffet. There was a couple there with a plate stacked high of chicken each and a plate stacked even higher of bones. They were still there when we left. That KFC didn't stay all-you-can-eat for long. TSK, they should have been focusing more on the potatoes and gravy. Mine is nowhere near as impressive as others here, and will probably get buried, but hey, so I am a bit of a rib fan. More pork than beef, but in a pinch I am not overly picky, but both incidents involved pork ribs. Back when I was about 22 or so, I had gone to an Irish themed pub in town for a friend's birthday. They had one dish that called for a rack of ribs and cross-cut fries called patches. For an extra few bucks, I could Irish size the dish and get 2 racks of ribs. Sounds great? Sure did to me. What I didn't realize is that pork prices were ridiculously low at the time, so they were already running a special which doubled the racks. Yup, double Irish sized racks. Q18 pairs of eyes snapping to my plate as it was brought out with 4 full racks of ribs teetering on top of it. Some wag asked me if I was going to eat it all. All I said was watch me, and I did. Every last morsel of pork, every last Pacho. A number of years later, and Montana's opened in my town. One of their claims to fame being all you can eat ribs on Wednesday evening. Was I down for that? You frickin' betcha. Now back in those days, the initial portion was an entire rack, and refills were actual half racks. No dinky 6 bones to start and 3 bone refills like they are these days. So I dug in and enjoyed myself. And I ate, and ate, and ate. I went through all the sauce flavors twice and then some. When the bill came, it showed that aside from my initial rack, I had ordered 12 refills. That total sum is the equivalent of 7 full racks of ribs in one sitting. In my defense, I had been very hungry and was still carrying around the hollow leg of my youth. It's where teenagers pack all the food they eat. But this became my personal best. I have never been able to break that record. And no, I wasn't even overweight at the time of either incident. In fact, I was skinny as frick. Think beanpole over 6 feet tall. I still eat at Montana's occasionally. They're decent enough, especially for the corner of the continent that I'm on. We don't exactly have any sort of barbecue tradition here, not like in the American South. Well, a half rack of ribs with sauce is roughly 600 calories. So even if you ate 0 sides, you consumed about 7,200 calories, which is an appropriate amount of food for a normal adult to consume over 2.5 to 3.5 days. I've never worked at one of those restaurants, but one of my family friends told me this story about one of his experiences. He went on a trip, and at the time he was a broke college student, so he had around $350 to spend for the week-long trip. He decided to go to a Chinese restaurant with an all-you-can-eat buffet and just went to town. Then after he was finished, they handed him a check for $300 and he was like, but the buffet was all you can eat, and they replied, yes, that's all you can eat. He basically ended up with $50 to last him the rest of the trip. Sounds like he got shafted. The first time I got really stoned in college was also the first time I've ever been to an old country buffet. I ate 2 pizzas, 3 plates of spaghetti, 2 plates of fried chicken, 2 plates of mashed potatoes and gravy, and 2 bowls of ice cream. Not to mention all the milk I drank. Haha. I took a nap in a booth seat with my roommates until they woke us up and said we had to leave. I took a cone to go. I am my own the most I've ever seen someone eat story. All you can eat buffet of properly good East Asian and Indian food. I had 8 courses, 5 mains and 3 desserts. I could not move for 2 days afterwards. I had bruised my stomach that badly. I did a rough calculation at the time and worked out I ate about 11,000 calories that evening. I am never eating that much in a single sitting again, even if the food involved is epic. I just binged today after having a really tough week. This is exactly what I needed to read to make myself feel better. I'm not the biggest fattest. Cheers. I used to work at Red Lobster. Krabby Monday was always wild. All you can eat snow crab legs bring out the weirdos. One guy would bring scissors from home so he didn't have to frick around with all the cracking shells bulls. He ate a lot, but I can't remember specifically how much. Several pounds, for sure. Lomfeo. Dedication. Longtime TGI Fridays bartender. When we started Endless Apps, I had a guy sit down at the bar 12:30 and watched 3 full football games. He had friends come and go, but he was there all day. He ended up ordering 26 apps over 11 hours. He apologized the whole time but just kept ordering. He tipped on what the bill would have been, so I didn't care, but my kitchen manager was losing his mind. I worked at an all-you-can-eat seafood restaurant when I was younger. It was called the Frying Dutchman. One night, this man and his wife came in. The man was overweight, but definitely not obese. I came by to take their order, and the wife didn't want anything. The man, as I kind of expected, ordered the all-you-can-eat. I had barely finished my sentence when the man walks over and takes an entire tray of shrimp from the serving area. He continued to chow down everything until he resembled a remorseless eating machine. It was frightening. Eventually, we asked him to leave, but he protested, so we had to drag him out. There was some legal BS that came out of it, but I quit my job at the Frying Dutchman soon after. He ate all the shrimp and 3 plastic lobsters. When I was around 11 or 12, I had 8 bowls of pumpkin soup at Sizzler, Australia, all you can eat. In my defense, it was delicious soup. Fuck sizzlers were tops M8. When I was 17 I told my friend that I could go to an all-you-can-eat sushi place and eat 100 pieces of chicken teriyaki. Me being a petite Asian female, he didn't believe me. I told him if could do it he would have to pay for the meal. He agreed. I won the bet and he recorded the whole thing. Where's the video? My mom works at Olive Garden. She told me that once an obese couple came in and had the never-ending pasta bowl. They ate so much that one of them threw up right in the dining room and had one last bowl after that. I'm not sure how many bowls of pasta they ate. I work for a place that does bottomless mimosas with the brunch. It's $7.95 to get them and most people are usually done when they have 3 or 4, I'd say roughly 4 ounces champagne and 6 ounces of OJ or whichever juice in each glass. The local semi-professional hockey team had a game across state lines and so their bus traveled all night. 4 of their players came in and sat in my section right at 9 and stayed to the end of brunch, 2 p.m. Between the 4 of them, they had 76 which works out to be 19 apiece. The receipt prints out every mimosa order and so it was a good 3 feet long. I thought the guys did a halfway decent job handling their booze but when they finally left I get left with 3 smashed champagne glasses that they'd carefully hidden inside their brunch linen and like $26 in a tip. Considering they were there for 5 hours I didn't feel like that tip was enough but it's a decent story. In a side note, one of the players was missing 5 of his front teeth, so I guess the joke is on him. I had a guy at Outback eat a bloomin' onion, a 48-ounce prime rib, a bowl of baked potato soup, garlic mashed potatoes, 5 loaves of honey wheat bread, and 2 slices. They are large and rich of chocolate cake and at least 20 Diet Cokes. He was a very large dude eating by himself. Not never-ending plates, but definitely the most food I had seen a person consume at once. Just a whole bloomin' onion would probably make me sick. They're so good though. I put on a lot of weight when I worked at Outback because of the cheese fries. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.